Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Federal Postal Judge Mitchel-Smith, and I end it with a period. I use a : in my name to create a prepositional phrase. I use a -win to make my Mitchell-Smith a compound fact. So it's for the Mitchell of the Smith family. I am a plenipotentiary Article 3 judge. I'm not a district judge. I'm a judge on contract. I'm teaching the program of Parse Syntax Grammar, which is our true correct grammar. Parse, it's French, means parts of a word. P-A-R is parts, S-E is Latin for speech. Syntax is where you bring words together, and grammar is the structure of a sentence. Now, before we get started, I would like to just go over some group rules. I used to be the assistant director for my children's previous school, and this is just a really powerful tool. I worked with my son, and we made a set for the school and the home to make it like a smooth transition from the school to the home and from the home to the school. So we'll go over that now. So the first one is feeling message. We teach the children to use their words and not keep everything balled up inside. So if someone is doing something that they don't like, we teach them to tell them, hey, look, I don't like it. Or if someone does something nice for you, say, thank you, I really appreciate that. The second one is no gossiping. I have to remind a lot of adults about this one. We don't talk about other people behind their back. No put downs. If one child, maybe they couldn't afford the new Nikes or the new Jordan shoes, you don't make fun of their shoes because they're an off-brand. We don't do put downs. Right to pass. So in each classroom we would have a couch. We called it a powwow couch. A powwow couch is just kind of a place where if they didn't feel like doing the activity that all the other children were doing, they had the right to pass, and they could go down. They knew they could go and sit on that couch and relax. We would then, about every 5 minutes or so, we would ask them, hey, are you ready to join the group? The next one is the honor system. The honor system means, we tell the truth. The best example that I like to give the children is back in the olden days, they'd have a fruit stand on the side of the road. You'd have a cup saying, 5 apples for $1. You would put your dollar in and take your apples, and there would be nobody there. They'd be just using the honor system. They're all really important, but this is one of my favorites, is whole body listening, meaning that you're listening with your whole body. You're not having your feet facing them while your head is facing the other way. You face the person that you're talking to and give them whole body listening. The last one is the golden rule. The golden rule means we treat others the way we want to be treated. So I had a couple of requests to, they were having a couple of friends are having a couple of problems with some attorneys. So I'm just here to teach you how to prosecute an attorney in court. So I just put this together a couple days ago, so I haven't had enough time to fully memorize it yet, so I'll have to look down. I'll do as best I can here. Mr. Attorney, will you please take the witness stand? I don't have to take the witness stand. Attorney-client privileges. Yeah, that's not entirely correct. You asked me for money. That's maritime law of commerce. You got to testify. Judge, can he do that to me? He's already done it to you. He's right. You asked him for money. That's maritime law of commerce. You got to take the witness stand and testify. Mr. Attorney, did you go to law school? Yes, I did. I took 8 years of college. Okay, that's nice. How long have you been an attorney? I've been an attorney for approximately 28 years. 28 years, that's impressive. Is it safe to say that in the last 28 years you have just testified to be an attorney, that you have used a lot of grammar and written a lot of documents? Yes, this is correct. Do you understand what the word syntax means? Yes, I do. For those of you that don't understand what the word syntax means, it means bringing words together. Do you understand what the word parse means? Yes, I do. For those of you that don't understand what the word parse means, it's French. It means parts of a word. Do you understand grammar? I went to 8 years of college. I write documents on a daily basis. After 28 years, I have completely mastered grammar. So at this point, you hold up a document that he has wrote and signed. Is this your autograph? Yes, it is. Did you ask me for money? Yes, I did. Now, just to make sure that I have everything clear, I just want to recap on everything. You went to 8 years of college. You have mastered grammar. You understand what parse syntax grammar means. You wrote this document, and you signed this document. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Then is it safe to say that you understand this document that you wrote? Yes, it is. That's correct. If you understand what this document means, did you modify your facts with adverbs and adjectives? Did you change the meaning of the syntax on this document by putting adverbs and adjectives in front of the facts? What is he going to say? Is that your autograph? Yes. He's going to have to say yes. He understands. You modified the facts, and because you modified the facts, you changed them. Is there any closure on this document for false and misleading statements? Title 15, Section 1692E carries a $25 million fine and 30 years in prison. Title 18, Section 242, deprivation of rights under coloring of the laws, carries a $15,000 fine and 15 years in prison. Fictitious conveyance of language, Title 18, Section 1001, carries a $10,000 fine and 10 years in prison. And if they sent you notices to try to extort money from you through the mail, that's mail fraud. Title 18, Section 1341, carries a $1 million fine and 30 years in prison. When we get done here, we're talking about $27 million in fine and about 70 to 80 years in prison. Your Honor, I have an attorney here that has just confessed to 3 felonies, and you signed it. Now, while engaged in criminal activity, Title 42, Section 1988, the state is responsible for all fees in this case. Your Honor, this attorney asked me for a $500 fine here. The district attorney is in co-conspiracy here. The two of them worked together to ask me for a $500 fine. I'm invoking the Clayton Act for 4 times damages. I want a check right now for $2,000. This attorney just confessed to 3 felonies in front of me. State pays all fees. Now you cut me a check because I have a criminal confession by an attorney. The district attorney, if the district attorney wants to prosecute you, he was a party too. Therefore, it's a conspiracy. He's guilty of $2,000 and the attorney's guilty of $2,000 for a total of $4,000. The state's going to go, I vacate this case. because they don't want to pay no bills. You can do the same to judges and police officers. Thanks, folks. Have a good night.